Hey, what's up, car shipping rock stars? It's your girl Ashley from ReloGeek.com. Now, as you can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about multiple car shipments. It is a way that I believe you can make a ton of money if done right. And if done wrong, you can end up losing a ton of money and income potential. I absolutely love multiple car shipments. Now, originally, I was planning on only recording this for my Relo Academy students as an update to the program because, as you'll hear, I realized that I never really talked too much about multiple car shipments. So when an opportunity came up because of something that happened, which I'm going to share as you listen to this audio clip, but I realized that, you know what, let me gift it to you guys, the Relo Geek community, because I love you guys that much. I hope you listen until the end. If you like this video or podcast, whichever one you want to call it, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It doesn't really matter. Both helps me and helps the YouTube algorithm, so that way I continue to show up in the feed. Also, leave a comment below to let me know that you're listening, where you're listening from, and I will respond to you personally. So without further ado, let's hop right on in to the training. I hope you enjoy it. It was fun for me to record because, again, I really like talking about this stuff. So go ahead. I'm going to shut up now, and you can listen to the clip right now. So I realized last night that I have absolutely no training around multiple car shipments. And I think that this is super, super important for you to understand how to price out multiple car shipments, do's and don'ts of pricing out multiple car shipments, and why you can easily lose a deal if you price multiple car shipments wrong. So where did this idea come from? Let's rewind a little bit. So I got a message, like always, of somebody that's trying to ship their car. I get a lot of these guys. That's why I tell you, if you build your business right, if you build a brand instead of a business, you will grow. And it may take a little bit of time for you to pick up steam, but you have to commit to building a brand. Choose who you want to talk to, how you want to serve that audience, and go all in on it. A lot of brokers, no offense, are super, super lazy. So they get stuck in the rat race of buying leads, which doesn't solve any problems for anybody. So let's fast forward back to the situation. So I got an email from somebody that is asking me if I can give them a quote for shipping 6 vehicles. And like when I get these type of emails, I'm always pro marketing my students. So I will choose a student who I believe at that point in time has the most potential, or that is going in hard and I believe that they can actually deliver a great service. So I said to the guy, I know a student, I'm going to give you their information, give them a call, and let me know how it goes. So just so you guys know, if you're one of my Relo Academy students and you get these leads handed to you on a silver platter, know that you're like a representative of the Relo Geek brand at this point. Yes, it's your brand. Yes, it's your business. Yes, it's your client. But what you do is a direct representation of me because they're coming to me because they trust me, and I'm giving them to you and because I trust you. So make me look good. Don't make me look bad is a better way to say it. With that being said, how do you quote this out? So the first thing is, it depends on whether or not the cars that are picking up are going to the same location. Okay? So if the vehicles are all picking up from one location, going to the same location, this is how you do that. You do not want to charge your service fee for every single car. Reason why? Because they're picking up at the same location and they're delivering to the same location. You only post the cars one time on the board. That is it. Now, in a situation where the vehicles are picking up from a different location, going to the same location, or anything of that nature, definitely if they're picking up, going to different places, or they're picking up at different times, you want to then charge your service fee on a sliding scale. So what do I mean by this? In this particular situation, even though they're picking up and going to the same location, I wouldn't charge, I'm going to use the example, I used to charge $300 as my service fee. I would not charge $300. I would probably charge $350 to $375. So then you might be thinking, well, if it's easy to do this, Ashley, why are you charging $50 to $75 more? The reason I charge that amount more is because I want to give myself a little cushion should I need to up the carrier's price without having to go back to the customer and saying, hey, customer, I need more money. I want to give myself a little bit of a buffer. And although these type of loads seem to pick up super fast from my experience, I never had an issue until you get into like SUVs or pickup trucks. Like when I had my contract with Ford and I was moving cars for Ford, I did have a hard time because these were utility vehicles, right? They were oversized vehicles, so not every car hauler could pick them up. And sometimes there was like 10 or 12 of them needing to be moved at one time. But that goes into the next point about this. These loads are very ideal for car haulers. They love multiple car shipments, especially when they pick up and just drop at the same location. So they will ultimately take less money for this type of situation because they don't have to run all over the place, which saves them fuel, which when you look at the margins, that means their profit margins are increased. This does not give you permission to lowball them. This does not give you permission to lowball them at all. I do not want you to do that. So I still want you to give them a reasonable price, but know that you have more wiggle room. So what do I mean by that? So let's say the vehicles on this particular quote are going to cost $700 for each vehicle. Okay. You do not do 700 times 6, which is $4,800. What I would recommend you do is say, okay, 700 times 6 is $4,800. I'm going to knock off $200 because these vehicles are ideally picking up and delivering at the same location. Also, making sure that you're still paying the carrier a good fee. I don't want you to do that and then you're shortchanging the carrier so much that now they're averaging only $400 a vehicle. No, that's not what I'm telling you to do here. What I'm saying is, when you're giving a carrier an ideal situation, you can go about this two ways. Now, what I'm telling you is that you don't necessarily have to only give them this, you don't have to only take money away from the quote. The reason I do that is not about the carrier. Yes, it's the carrier is what motivates why you can do it. But the reason I'm telling you to do this is because the customer sees this and they be like, normally, and the way you word stuff with your customer is very important. So they're seeing that they're getting a discount because they're having a bulk shipment, right? And that encourages more multiple bulk shipments. It's kind of like when you buy something online or at Costco, right? If you look at what you buy at Costco, you are paying on average less than you would at the store because you're buying it in bulk, right? So maybe toilet paper might cost you, if you divide, $5 by 6 toilet paper rolls, it might cost you, let's say, 20 something cents. I did not do the math, so don't hold me to that. It might cost 20 cents per roll. If you go to Costco and you buy 50 of those, it might only cost you 5 cents per roll. So you're ultimately saving money. And so by putting it into the consumer's mind this way, then you are ultimately positioning yourself as, I care about you, while also satisfying the carrier. So again, because I spent so many years as a carrier, I have ultimate respect for carriers and the hard work that they do, because I've spent over a decade in a truck and I know the sacrifice they make. So I would never, ever, ever recommend you shortchange the carrier. The other way you could do it, which I don't recommend, is you could price the quote exactly as is. So that way the carrier is getting their full amount for the 6 cars. The reason I don't recommend this is because as a customer, that would make me feel like really weird. So back to the idea of you lifting your price, your service fee up just a smidge. As you can see, $50 to $75 is not that much, but it's a lot because you remember I told you you're shortchanging the carrier, quote unquote. I shouldn't use shortchanging. You're discounting the carrier's fee, which you never ever do. I teach you this. You never ever do that. But in this situation, it is okay. You doing that by $200 to $300, you remember? So that $50 to $75 buffer can either A, go to you if everything goes as planned, or B, you can start adding that to the carrier's fee. So now they're not getting less than $700 per car. They're actually getting closer to that 700 mark, maybe off by a few dollars. So a lot of things go into play when you're trying to price a multiple car shipment, and you have to really consider these things as you approach these types of scenarios. So this is getting way too long, so I really don't want to go into details about the other alternative, which is when you have different cars from the same customer picking up in different locations or at a different time. But I can say this. When you're doing that, you see how I added $50 to $75 to my service fee? You're gonna subtract about that amount or maybe a little bit more. So per vehicle. So for instance, if you were doing 6 cars that was picking up from different locations, different times, one's going to be ready today, one's going to be ready another time, that's 6 different jobs you're actually putting on the load board. So you have to take that in consideration. But because this client is going from one client, right, one person shipping 1 vehicle, to many, one person shipping 6 vehicles, then you have the wiggle room to say, you know what, on the first shipment, right, the one that's getting picked up first, your service fee is paid in full, $300. But on the subsequent shipments, I'm only going to charge you $50 per shipment. So you still can make really good money, right, for the work that you're going to do. Decent money, I should say, or you can even say $100. It's your choice. I'm not telling you what to do, but you can still make decent money, because now, even if you did $50 on, I'm going to actually pull up my calculator because I want to give you the exact amount. But even if you did $50 times 5 is $250 plus your $300 service fee. On this move, you made $550, right? So you're still making money. You're just not killing the customer. Yes, would it be nice to make $300 times 6, which is $1,800? Yes, it would. But let me let you in on a little secret. Usually, this is just usually from my experience, when somebody is shipping multiple shipments at one time, this is not the only load that they have. They will probably be shipping more vehicles down the line. And guess what? If you don't kill them on their price but you're not shortchanging yourself, right? And like, as I said in the beginning, how you present this is so important. How you present this to the customer is equally as important as the price. Words mean everything. And I am a stickler for that because I was a copywriter and I enjoy copywriting. I know a lot about sales psychology and mixing that with empathy. And that's what I teach, right? And it works. By giving a darn about people, you ultimately build people that love you. Like, they will go to the ends of the earth, even when you screw up, because chances are you will screw up. Even when you screw up or things don't go your way as planned, they will still love you. And I've talked about this time and time again before. So yes, it would be nice to make $1,800 right now on this shipment, but you have to think long term. You have to use your better judgment and think to yourself, will this person potentially give me more loads like this? Because this type of work is ideal, right? Having multiple car shipments, especially if they're picking up and dropping at the same place, but having multiple car shipments is where you want to get in. And that's how I got my foot in the door when I was doing the Ford moves, right? Those were so lucrative. I'm talking just that alone was a $5,000 per week income source. That is amazing, right? Yes, it's stressful because, like I said, you have to be able to move more vehicles, but that's why carrier relationships come into play and all that good jazz that I always preach here. So I hope that this has been helpful. I truly hope it has. And I hope that it's been, guidance into how to go about moving multiple car shipments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this. I'm Ashley from ReloGeek.com. Now get out there and make moves happen. I'll talk to you in the next video.